All right, are we ready? Yes. Maya? Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh my God, you made it. It's another episode of We Did That Shit.
I'm Maya.
And I'm the B. Hey, Mai.
Hey, girl.
Are you laughing at me already?
I definitely am laughing at you already. I mean, we have these offline conversations, and you have to be like the most hilarious person that I know.
I didn't say anything. Like I'm the B. Oh my goodness.
But
what's going on?
how's everybody doing? It's another week. We are back for another episode.
Back for another episode. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, Mai, but I get excited every time we record an episode. At first, it was like, oh, okay, we're gonna do a podcast, and then it was like, oh, we're really doing a podcast, and then it was like, oh, we finally did the podcast, and now it's like, it's exciting to me every time we record one of the podcasts.
I hear it in your voice. Yeah. I hear it in your voice. And then when I'm like a little bit like, well, whatever, you're like, are you ready? And I'm like, okay, I'm ready. It hypes me up too.
Ready?
So,
okay.
Right. Exactly. So, how was your week this week?
I had it was a long week. I was convalescing. So I had a little procedure last week, and I thought it was going to be, I went for the consultation and everything. It was, the doctor said it was no big deal. I had 2 options. I chose that option. My BFF went with me to the consultation. They explained it like, no big deal. You come in, we just want you to stay overnight to watch you. Everything should be fine. You'll be, back to work. So I said, oh, cool. I scheduled it on the Thursday. So I took off Thursday and Friday. I figure I'll be back to work by Monday. Yeah. Right. Well, he lied. Fuck bastard. So it was really like the procedure itself went very well or whatever. And so it should have worked. But and for you nosy people out there, maybe we'll talk about the procedure another day. It's, not really relevant right now, but it was just something quick or whatever. The procedure itself went excellent. It's just that after the procedure, it was very, 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 very difficult to control my pain. And I was in a lot of pain. And I have a high tolerance for pain. So for me to be uncomfortable is like, this thing must really hurt, and I was just uncomfortable for a long time. But I'm finally feeling better. I'm really on the mend. I love everybody who loves me, everybody who called and checked on me and brought me something, came by, whatever. I mean, I really did appreciate it. Of course, Deja was with me like the whole time, even slept in the bed with me at the hospital, everything, ate my breakfast tray the whole night. She wasn't going anywhere. Exactly. But I'm really on the mend. I'm feeling great now. I'm happy that the procedure, went well. So I should be getting some, relief or whatever. So I did learn that I cannot be in the house all week. I really feel like I didn't get anything done because I really couldn't do anything. But I don't know how people sit home all week and like do nothing. Like even if I didn't have a job, I would have to go volunteer somewhere or something. Like I was like going stir crazy. Like and everything was getting on my nerves. Yes, like social media was getting on my nerves. Like you can't look at so much social media. You can't look at so much TV. I couldn't really read a book because I couldn't focus. It was rough going, but I'm on the mend, so I feel wonderful. Thank you. How was your week?
Good. Listen, I'll start this off before I even get into my week by saying, I'm you have to be by far like one of the worst patients that I've ever seen. I'm so happy that you're on the mends. I'm so happy that you're feeling better because let me tell you, it was a rough week for me. And I didn't go through any procedures, but it was a rough week trying to get this one, my co-host and my cousin to listen. She doesn't listen. Who knew that you were so hard-headed? You never know how much someone just can dish out great advice and not take their own until they have a little procedure done that doesn't go the way in which. I don't want to hear
great advice. Great advice is only good as it works. It hurt. It hurts.
It's trying to hurt, but if somebody is telling you, it's nothing wrong with you saying, "Oh, it hurts," and it's nothing wrong with you being in pain and you expressing that. It's nothing wrong with that. But if somebody is telling you something, do this so that you can relieve this. You probably want to do it. You just, you're just like, I mean, it is what it is now. I know what I'm working with for the next time, but you are a horrible patient. Let me tell you, you're just not a good patient. And I couldn't even imagine how it would be if I was there because I was saying all of this stuff over the phone, If I was there, I don't even know how that would have been.
I'm just saying that, this really gave me a new perspective. Not because a nurse as a patient. My thing is usually I'm a pretty good patient. The doctor say do this, then I'll do it or whatever. It's no problem. Like this, do this, get it done. Now I will say I'm not big on medicine and things like that, and I have a high tolerance for pain, so I can be a little uncomfortable for a little while. I know it's not good to be in excruciating pain because your body can't heal, but your body can't heal while you're in pain. So I don't mind taking, pain, but when you're in the kind of discomfort that I was in, you just want, I don't want to hear anything. Just stop this from happening. Like I couldn't take it.
Yes,
and so you don't.
But
now I understand what my patients say. So now I understand my patient view. So I don't, I won't harp on them as much because when something is going on, you just want the relief. You could be telling me the best advice ever, but you just want the relief, and that's kind of where I was. Like I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Give me a goddamn epidural. I don't.
You definitely was there. I don't give a shit. I'm not listening to nobody. I don't care about anything. But we are so glad that you are on the mend. It makes everybody's life a lot easier. But in regards to my week, my week was pretty good. You know what? I had my weigh-in for the challenge that I'm a part of.
Drum roll? We need a drum roll? You need a drum roll?
I mean, I lost a couple pounds. It's no...
That's a drum roll.
Big, right.
Who cares?
Exactly. I mean, it wasn't like what I was expecting, but it was something. And I will say that I had been practicing, all the things in my personal journals, not getting annoyed by the small things and all that kind of stuff. And it helped me because when I got off of the scale and it moved a little bit, but it didn't, like I said, it didn't do what I wanted it to do. I wasn't so bad. Like I wasn't like, oh, I can't believe this or down on myself or being hard on myself or being annoyed like I normally would do. So, I mean, I think that was a very good victory for me. And so I did that this week. And then what else? Oh, we're moving our offices at work. So that's been a big thing because it's like I hate moving. It's like packing up everything in the office. You've been there for so long. You got to go through papers, make sure you don't need this, try to do stuff electronically. People coming to you saying, hey, what you think about this? I don't think anything about this. Yeah. I don't think I don't think anything. You know what I mean?
That's really difficult. I've moved offices before, and then you're like, it's not like it's your house, but the things that are in your office, that's some of that you feel like it's your personal stuff. So you're in like a conundrum, like, is this mine? Do I care? It's just a job. Let them get that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
that's how I feel. When they told me that I had to. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what I was expecting. I really truly don't know what I was expecting. But when they told me, like, yeah, you have to pack up your stuff and be responsible for your office and move your office and move,
What?
not like we have to take the boxes and put them in the truck or anything like that. Not like that, but you had to pack up all your stuff. I was like,
Okay.
what is this? Like, I just thought in my mind, I don't know. In my mind, I was thinking like, oh, okay. I guess somebody will come in on Friday. They'll pack up, and I could tell them, hey, don't move that. Put this in that box. Yeah, that's what I was thinking in my mind. I surely wasn't thinking like you are going to be responsible for this. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. I am responsible for it. And we're going to be moving closer to my house. So, I mean, hey, that's kind of good. I mean,
all I'm
it's kind
saying
of good.
is, at elementary school, my best friend lived across the street. She was late every day.
Yeah, it's worrying me. I'm not even going to hold you. It's worrying me because you know that, like, my goal in life is to be on time for work, right? And you know that in 9 years, I have not been on time, but maybe 5 times, right? Yes, don't hold this again. Don't judge me, people. Do not judge me.
That's right.
I have not been on time for work, but maybe 5 times in 9 years. So, and I have a commute. It's not a long commute, but it's a commute nonetheless with traffic and everything. Now that we're moving like literally up the road from me, I'm like, oh my goodness. I could just see me now sitting in this room watching Girlfriends in the morning, saying, oh, what time is it? Oh, I got a little bit more time. Sitting, you know, making me a bagel.
Yeah.
But not the bagel because I ain't supposed to be eating that. But, you know, you fry me up some pork roll, but not pork roll because I ain't supposed to be eating that. You know,
oh my goodness.
Drinking
Going home for lunch and not coming back.
Like,
oh my goodness.
Just like,
yeah,
you know what, I gotta go home for something and just be like, go around the corner, sit down, start watching.
Right.
I don't know. I just feel like this is
not going to be good.
This is about to go left. But I'm hoping for the best. So, you know, listen, keep me in prayer. Keep me in prayer that I get to work
on the bright side. On the bright side, this is what's good. The bright side is you always been late. So it's not going to be like, and nobody, you really don't deal with people at work like that, so they don't know that, you know, the commute could be longer as far as they know.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the bright side is, the bright side is you always been late anyway, and they don't know where you're coming from anyway. So if you do better, it'll be like, oh my gosh, look at you, you're on time or whatever.
No, I am.
But if you're not,
if you're
not, it won't be like any kind of big deal. Like, oh, you know what I mean? So,
exactly.
There could be a bright side.
So that's how my week was.
Yeah.
Right.
That's good. But I mean, it is true. My best friend lived directly across the street from our elementary school all 5 years that we went to the elementary school, and we was literally late every day because like the bell be ringing, we'd be like, oh, let's get our book bags.
Right. Oh, remember school? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Be going. Yeah. I mean, you know, unless we was jumping double dutch on a black top or something like that before school. But yeah. So, oh, well, that's good. That's all right. You know, how's your, now you talking about trying to do, because I mean, we have talked while you're at work. You be on a typewriter and carrying on. I'm like, what in the world? What is that noise?
We didn't come up from the Stone Ages yet, but we're making progress. Don't judge us. Don't judge us. Don't do that.
Oh my goodness! Like, okay, so they will be moving. Y'all gonna be having boxes that say fragile, right? Don't break the typewriter. Oh, that's funny. All right, that's good. So, what are we talking about this week? What's our topic?
Our topic this week is going to be, I'm a Black woman. Why do you think I'm angry?
That's good. That's good. And clearly, we're jovial, nice people. But people always think we're angry, don't they?
Always. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
The stigma we have.
I know. What's up with that? Oh, that's a good topic. I like it. But before we get into that, Who did some shit this week? Oh, do we have a Who Did Some Shit Black History Month edition?
Yes, we definitely do have Who Did Some Shit Black History Month edition. So, last week we talked about how we want to highlight some Black history facts. Every day I post on our social media a Black history fact during the month of February. And this is something that I've been doing for so long. And of course, now that we have the show, we want to give out that information to our listeners. And we hope that you're enjoying the Black History Facts. So every week we want to highlight someone for our Black History Who Did Some Shit edition. So this week we're going to highlight Dr. Hadia Nicole Green. And I'm just going to read a little bit about Dr. Green. This information is coming from blackamericaweb.com, and it's written by D.L. Chandler. So, Dr. Hadia Nicole Green is one of the few Black women physicists in America, and her efforts to introduce a groundbreaking treatment for cancer has brought her recognition and accolades. Green, a native of St. Louis, Missouri, was orphaned young and raised by an aunt and uncle. An excellent student, Green was offered a full scholarship to attend Alabama A&M, which gave her a strong foundation in the sciences. Armed with a degree in physics and optics, Green earned another full scholarship to the University of Alabama, Birmingham, earning her master's and PhD in physics. She was just the second Black woman to earn a PhD in physics from UAB. While in school, Green's aunt and uncle both died from cancer, motivating Green to develop new treatment methods aside from the physically harsh chemotherapy treatments that she saw her family members undergo. Green's application of laser and nanoparticles remains one of the more innovative cancer treatments in modern medicine, as it singles out cancerous cells instead of attacking the ones that are healthy. The 30-something Green recently won a $1.5 million grant to fund her cancer treatment technology that is still under patent pending. So again, this information is brought to you by blackamericaweb.com, and we are highlighting Dr. Hadia Nicole Green. She did that shit.
She did that shit. She make me feel like I need to do some more shit in my life.
Do something. I mean, listen, 30-something years old, she's developing treatments to cure cancer. She's getting grants, awarded to her, millions of dollars to develop this treatment. I mean, she is just like excellent. Bravo to her. She is like doing it.
I mean, we are a great people, but she's really doing it up. That's wonderful. She did that shit.
Right. Yes, she did.
Okay. So who else did some shit this week?
Man, I mean, it's been so much going on. And I'm going to bring up something, and I know it's not your favorite person to talk about, nor is it mine. But, I mean, we need to discuss it, and you already know where this is going. So this week, your president made headlines once again, like he does every day, with wanting to take away SNAP benefits for people. SNAP, food stamps. He wants to take away food stamps for people and replace the food stamps, the money that he's giving to people, with boxed food. So like powdered milk, canned meat. I feel like boxed vegetables. I feel like they just want to give us just anything.
Well, the food, they used to have that back in the day, like the government cheese, canned beef, canned pork product, canned chicken, peanut butter, powdered milk.
Right.
They used to have those things back in the day. Now, they say, I don't remember getting government cheese, but I do remember like some of my cousins having it, like they would give it out at the church or something like that. And they do make really good grilled cheese sandwiches. I know that I wouldn't. I don't eat out of a can now, so I don't, and I don't know if I ever have like at somebody else's house when I was young, but I just don't see me eating meat out of a can. Like I don't eat canned tuna fish. I don't eat spam. I don't eat Vienna sausages. I don't eat I don't eat canned vegetables. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. So I just don't see me eating out of like meat or anything out of a can. However, I think that this, I think that somebody may have mentioned something from back in the day, and then this thing got blown out of control. I really do not think this is going to pass. A, people don't know how to cook.
Right.
B, everybody doesn't have, like, you can't give me powdered milk, just add water, and I don't have running water. You know what I mean? That's not going to work either. People who, when they find out that there are more non-minorities on SNAP benefits than minorities, and the non-minorities say, I don't want this, that's going to be the end of that. So I really don't think that this is going to pass. What I do, however, have an issue with is I've seen a lot of people posting things on social media, and then they talk about the government food that they had when they were younger, like it was the bomb.
Right.
Let's not get, you know what I mean? Like,
beside ourselves, like that food is so good. And here's the thing. Another thing in regards to your point with them acting like food was so good back in the day, the food that they received. Back in the day, people weren't dying at rapid rates from cancer based off of food. So, I'm not saying that it wasn't happening, but it wasn't happening the way in which it's happening now. So it was a difference then with people sick. It was a difference then with drug companies doing everything that they can to keep us sick, to keep us dependent on drugs, which the government has a hand in. Those were the differences. Another thing is this: why do they act like people are just going out and they're just living lavishly on the food stamps that you're giving? You give somebody $129 a month. What in the hell do you think that they can buy? If I go to the store right now and I buy a loaf of bread, a half a gallon of milk, some eggs, some cheese, and maybe a couple of bags of rice, that's damn near, I got 2 bags, that's damn near $100. So you want somebody, and that's me getting something as a single woman, getting something for a couple of days. Hold me over for a couple of days or hold me over for a week or whatever the case is. You now are telling a person that has a family or even a single person that you're going to give them $129 for a month, a whole month's worth of food, as high as food is, and then you like, here, make this work. They act like these people are out here getting like cuts of porterhouse and, grand baby potatoes with a side of lobster. I mean, like, what do they think that people are going out here and buying, and why do you think that taking it away is going to help? Not to mention the fact that, as you stated, Trump, when they find out that most people that are on food stamps are white, let's just say that, white, the data shows that they're white, and most of the people that are on food stamps are the people who voted for him, his base, the one that he continuously pumps information to or pumps these things to. Those are the people that are going to suffer from what it is that you're doing. You're not hurting the people who you think that you're hurting. You think that you're hurting poor people. Yeah, you're poor people. You're poor people.
Right.
That's who that's the people who you're hurting. All of these benefits that you want to take away, all of these benefits that, not that Obama or President Obama, put SNAP benefits into place. That's not what I'm saying. But all of these things that President Obama did, you want to take away. And the people are like, yeah, because they hate President Obama so much, but you benefit from President Obama's stuff just like if he takes it away, you'll be not benefiting from Trump's whatever. It just makes absolutely no sense. People aren't smart.
At all. And, everybody who receives these SNAP benefits are not registered and or do not vote.
Right.
So if it happens, which I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think it's going to happen. You know how adamant I feel about talking about that guy or whatever, but I really do not think that's going to happen. Now, can they improve on the benefit system? Absolutely. There's always room for improvement. I think WIC is a wonderful nutrition program. I don't think WIC should end when a child is 5 years old. I think that they can, use some of that, if you decrease the benefit and give them the WIC benefit until the age of 10 of a child, or even 13, like when puberty starts to hit or something, you know what I mean?
Right.
So you can work with another agency to help the better, because I think WIC is a great program. They get nutritious stuff that they can get from the supermarket. And, it kind of gets them eating more, because you can't get the sugary cereals and stuff like that. But some of the stuff, Cheerios aren't bad. Life isn't bad. It's, so I like WIC. So there are a lot of other ways, a lot of other directions that we can go before, as opposed to doing this. I don't think this is the right way to go. I do not think it's going to pass. And I don't care. Though nobody come at me talk about canned pork product is good. Get the hell out of here. I'm sorry.
And here's the thing. Another thing is this. At the rate in which they're going, because you claim that you want to cut these benefits so that you can have so much, more money, you're going at the rate that they're going. It's like cut the benefit, give people box food, right? Or give people a box with food in it, because essentially that's kind of how it's reading. I'm going to give you a box, a cardboard box, and it's going to have stuff inside. You don't know if the stuff is expired. You don't know anything. Just give you this box with this food. At the rate that they're going, you're not even going to get the box after a while. Like, it's not even going to get the box. And here's the thing, like, everybody that's on, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's the road that we're going down. It's like, you're going to go into the line and get the box, and it's not even going to be a box.
Wait a minute. Wait. What's that movie? And Chris Rock was like, how much is, no, just one rib. And then he's like, how much is a soda?
Yeah, I'm going to get you sucker.
Yeah, he was like, how much is soda? He was like $1. He said, well, fuck the cup. He put it in my hand for $1.
Yeah, like, that's exactly the road that we're going. It's like, oh, I'm giving you these benefits. Nope, you don't get the benefits no more. You get a box. And then the next time you go, you ain't even going to get a box. And if you do get the box, it ain't going to have your canned meat inside. It's just going to have powdered milk. And like you said, you have places like Flint, Michigan that don't even have, running clean water, and you want them to make powdered milk. Like, it's ridiculous. It's the disparity between the rich and the poor, what people deem as, the have and the have not. It is
it's so much money. It's so much money being wasted.
Lined in their pockets. That's what it is.
Even that's not lining. Even for the services, you have services that people can't even benefit from.
Right.
It's just so much wasted money. It's ridiculous. And all it is blatant ignorance and disregard for the poor. That's all it is. Like, you know what? You're poor. You're nobody. We don't care about you. We don't give a shit. That's all it is. But but that was I'm sorry, but that was funny. He was like, they're not even gonna give you the box.
Yeah, I mean, in a minute, that's what we're gonna have. Like, it's like, they're not even going to give you the box. It's going to be like, oh, the next thing is going to come out. It's going to say, hey, sorry, but we're cutting the boxes because we could probably save $20 more million.
We're going to give you this bag. Bring this bag every month.
It's always something. Getting the bag. Like, eventually, you're going to get nothing. And everybody that's on supplemental, because that's what it is, supplemental food. It's supplemental income to buy food, right? Everybody that's on that is not they deem people that are on supplemental anything as being bad people. Everybody that's on that is not bad people. You have people who are on elderly people who are on Social Security. They don't get but so much money. You work all of your life. They tell you work. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. They tell you all of these things. And then you do that. And then they tell you, oh, plan for retirement. I can't because I don't have benefits now to buy food. I got a box and I got to try to get my medicine. I got to try to get stuff that goes with the stuff in the box. Like everything don't go. It's not a cohesive meal in the box. You know what I'm saying? I still have to buy stuff to go with the stuff in the box. Like, it's disgusting to me. It is disgusting to me the way that people are treated. But, it reminds me of what my mother always says. Everybody gets a turn. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets a turn. You might not know when your turn is, you don't know when your turn is going to be. You think everything is going all right. Something in your life is going to go wrong. Everybody gets a turn. It's going to be a time where you can't eat. And it might be due to not because you can't buy food, but it's going to be a time where you can't eat for whatever reason, and then you'll be able to experience what somebody else is experiencing when you're cutting their benefits off because they're living so lavishly on $100 damn in food stamps. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. Listen. It's so much. It's just I could run down a list, but we don't have that much time. But the other hot topic in the news this week, of course, is
this crazy boy,
the school shooting that happened in Florida.
First of all, it's just so sad. I saw this. This was really sad. First of all, I don't care if it's elementary school, middle school, high school, college. When you send your children to school for the day, you don't expect them to die there.
Exactly.
It's just crazy. It really is a shame. But I saw for this particular shooting, because I was in the house convalescing, I watched a lot of the news coverage. I watched when they interrupted the program, and then I kept watching on CNN and MSNBC and all that stuff. And I watched until I got the answer to my first question was, who raised this child? Where are his parents? And then afterwards, the interview, one of the students that died, Jamie Gutenberg, she was one of the first ones identified. Her father was speaking, and he says, if I could say, there's really no words for what they're feeling right now. And Jamie also had a brother, or I think Wesley was a brother. His name was James Gutenberg. I don't know if they were twins or in the same class or the same grade or whatever, but he was okay. But Jamie was a girl. She died. And the father was saying that we've gotten so busy that in the morning, everybody's doing their thing, running here, there, whatever, grab their book bag and they're out of the house. And he was like, I don't even remember if I told that girl I loved her before she went to school today. And that hurt my heart. Like, because we take things for granted so much. We take so many things for granted. And with that, I said, and I've been saying, America has already taken a stand when it comes to guns. They love them. The more the merrier. Everybody should have one. Have two if you can. You know what I mean? Hunt to kill, shoot to kill, do whatever you want. They've taken this stance on gun laws. So I just think that we're beating a dead horse with the gun reform. We need to lobby for change in areas where we can really affect change, like family law, like being more accountable for your child, especially if your child is a student. Now, of course, I'm a parent, and I tell people all the time, hey, kids is a crapshoot. You know what I mean? You do
Right.
what
You
you
don't know
can and
what
you
you're
hope
gonna
you
get.
got a good one. Exactly.
Right.
It's a crapshoot. But there are things that you can do to make the odds go a little better in their favor, to raise a productive citizen. Somebody has to be accountable. A person doesn't go from being a choir boy one day to shooting up a school the next day. There were signs, things happened. The boy couldn't, before he was expelled from school, they said that he wasn't allowed to come to school with a book bag.
Right.
Because he was caught carrying ammunition before or something like that. And as I'm saying, who's his parents? Where's his mama? Who is taking some kind of response? It takes a village to raise a child. Does this child have a village? We're not a family-oriented country anymore. Everybody is a New York minute. I want social media. I want attention. I want to get what I want to get and do what I want to do when I got it, when I want to do it right now. We do not honor family traditions, family discipline, family, you know what I mean? We don't honor that stuff anymore. And we have to get back to that because clearly we're not doing anything to affect gun change.
But I think that this child, I hear exactly what you're saying, but he was orphaned, right? His mother and his father died or something like that, right?
He was orphaned. He was orphaned at birth or something like that. No, he was orphaned at birth, and a couple raised him. His father, the adoptive father, died a few years ago, and the adoptive mother died a couple months ago, something like that.
Okay, so I mean, I hear what you're saying in regards to the family dynamic and the family law and who are raising these children and all of that. But he was raised by someone, right? And yet he still did this. What I'm saying is like, that's all well and good. I understand your point, but what happens to the cases where you do raise these children and you do raise these kids up in a way that you want them to go, train a child up in the way that you want them to go, and then they won't steer from it, right? And then they still do something like this. Not saying that it wasn't signs, because I totally agree with you. Nobody just wakes up one day and becomes a serial killer. Nobody wakes up one day and becomes a terrorist. They definitely are honing in on this. Is signs being shown, all of that good stuff. But you put the saying that what is going on with the family, are we saying that we're blaming the family? Are we blaming the family for what the child has gone and done? And this boy was how old?
He was 19.
Okay, so he was 19 years old. People want to have an argument that, oh, he was a child. No, a child was playing in child was playing in a park. A 12-year-old
and the neighbor
child
called the police. A baby
was playing in the park and was gunned down by a police officer. That was a child.
Right?
Can we make the case that this boy was a child? Yeah, he was somebody's child. He was somebody's child. But if he was black, or if he was Muslim, or if he was Asian, or if he was anything else other than what he is, he would have been. It
would have been a different outcome.
He would have been a man, and it would have
portrayed him different. Exactly.
Outcome. But so I'm saying,
and they would have portrayed him different. Everything.
Right. I'm not saying that you are. I'm saying this, but I'm asking the question: are we placing blame on the families for what? Not raising them a certain kind of way? When in your mind,
first of all,
you have children. Let me finish. You have children. You raise your kids a certain kind of way. You pay attention to your children. You pay attention to whether or not they're showing signs of whatever, whether they're having a mental breakdown, whether they're going to be serial killers, whether they're killing cats in the yard. I mean, a number of things. You're paying attention to it. However, if your child that you trained up a certain kind of way, and then they went out and then they just, let's say that they did this, you want somebody to come back and say, hey, it's your fault?
I'm not saying this for blame reasons. What I'm saying is, and I'm strictly sticking to the mass shootings, all of these mass shootings, like this one included. These mass shootings. First of all, the person has to have culpability, and once you reach a certain age, you have to have some culpability. I'm saying that there's something in this child's upbringing that could have prevented this.
Yeah.
It's not a blame. It's not who do you blame. He did it.
Mm-hmm.
He did it. But what could you have done as a parent, as a guardian, as a mentor, as a teacher, as a person in authority or public safety? What could you have done to prevent this?
Mm-hmm.
Because the boy showed signs of, he showed signs.
Being exactly who he was. Going and killing people. Just like the person who just killed 60 people in Las Vegas that they breezed right over. They talked about it for not even, I feel like it wasn't even talked about for a week. It was talked about for 2 days, and then they breezed right over it. And they didn't talk about that. And he showed signs of something too. You can't wake up one day and, like I said, be a terrorist, be a serial killer, and you not show signs of something. I just feel like, that whole, I know you say that it's not placing blame. I know that you say that we have to have, family, like what is going on with the family, that this would happen. But I feel like what you said in the beginning is wholeheartedly correct. It's a crapshoot. You don't know.
I tell people all the time, really I can't wait to have a baby. I want to have a baby. I want to get married and have a baby. I want a big family. Let me tell you something. That stuff is a crapshoot. You don't think about all the things that can happen. You don't think about, okay, what if you have a special needs child? You don't hear people talk about, oh, I want a baby with Down syndrome. Oh, I want a baby with autism. Oh, you know what I mean? You don't think about all the things that can happen. So you really have to be ready for the responsibility. Like, you know me. I believe in parenting. I believe in parenting. Parent is a verb. It's something you have to do. You have to do it all the time. You never rest. Children need to be parented. And I'm just saying that if this boy has been in trouble before, and I've said this before, if you have a child and, whatever age they claim it to be, if you have a child that's in the juvenile justice system, in any kind of program, probation, parole, program, community service, whatever, the parents or guardians should also be in the program.
Right.
Because they should be in some kind of support program or can we try this? How about this? How is this making you feel? I know you got to go to work, but then you got to deal with this. Or, they should also be getting some support and being in some kind of program. Right. Because clearly there's an issue.
Yeah.
Right, because clearly there's an issue. Right.
I mean, so I think that it's an issue with that. And I also think that it's an issue with guns, though, because why is it that this boy was able to get an AR-15 assault rifle? Like, what?
Right. But like I said, we're not going to do anything about gun laws. They're not going to do that. But that's what I'm saying. We're beating this dead horse with gun laws.
Pockets are lining with again, nothing is going to happen with gun laws until the person who is passing the law or the person who brings the law to the person who's going to pass it, something happens directly to them. It's going to take for that person, those people, a person with a gun to come and shoot you in your head in front of people, a person to come and shoot your child in their face for anything to change. Until that, we know nothing is going to change. I mean, the world is built on capitalism, guns, and all of that. It brings about money. So we know that is not going to change. Is it a shame that it's not going to change? Yes, it's a shame that it's not going to change. It's a shame that they don't have stricter gun laws. And I, for one, feel like even if you don't change the gun laws, have stricter gun laws. Why is it that I can walk into a Walmart like I can walk into the bodega and get a bag of chips? I can walk into Walmart and get a gun like it's nothing. I mean, the background check is not severe. It's just like, oh, you good. You ain't got no felonies? Oh, okay, cool. Go ahead. Here you go.
Right.
Oh, you want that one? Yeah, here you go. You can get that one too. That is ridiculous. The fact that children or teachers parents, anyone has to deal with this. The fact that you can't send your kids to school, you can't go to a concert, you can't go to a movie theater, you can't go to church. Like, you literally are not safe. It used to be a time where, like you said, you could go and send your kids out to school and you could say, and you might not say bye this morning because it's like, oh, I'll see you at 3 when you get off. Now, you literally don't know whether or not your child is going to be safe in an environment like a school, an environment where where they spend a large majority of their time. Kids spend their time in school like we spend our time at work. You at work 8 hours a day. Kids is at school for however many hours a day. It's like you spend your majority of your time. You go to school, you come home, you do your homework, you eat, you might play if you're lucky, and then you go to hell to bed so you can get up and do it again the next day. And you mean to tell me now I got to either think about homeschooling my kid or have certain conversations with my kids? I can't tell my kids, don't talk back at school. I got to teach my kids how to hide under a desk, how to avoid hostage situations. Like, that is just a sad ass reality that we live in. It's a sad
unfortunate,
reality.
but it's true. Unfortunate is unfortunate, but it's true. And I think one of the things that we really need to think about with this is that we are Americans tend to be selfish. We only think about ourselves and how it, affects us right now. And unfortunately, some people think like, oh, that's in Florida, that don't affect us, but I mean, some people in other countries that are war torn, they live through this like all the time. Their kids go to school, they walk to school and people shoot, on the way to school, during school, on the way home from school. It's almost like we're living in Fallujah. We act like, it's so far away, but yeah, this stuff is starting
and
to
you act
be
like
here.
This is the greatest country in the world, and this is the greatest place in the world to live. And here's the thing: we travel other places. We have experienced other cultures. We experience other countries. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else but the United States of America. However, we have to act like the things that are happening here are so wonderful. This country was built off of violence. It was built off of violence, and it's going to continue to be built off of violence. And I mean, and that's another sad ass reality. But the fact that you don't have in other countries, like you said, they're war torn. But I'm saying, you take a country like, I don't know, give me a country, I don't know, like Finland. Yeah, they don't have like, I ain't never seen no reports about something there happening where somebody went in a school and shot up 17 damn people.
Well, in war torn countries, this stuff happens all the time. But you're right, because there was a place somewhere in Australia where they had a mass shooting like that, and they really revamped their gun laws. They're super strict now. I think it happened like in something like 1996, and they haven't had an episode since. And something else in England happened more than 20 years ago. They really clamped down on the gun laws. The police in England don't even carry guns, and so they don't really have those high incidences. And like I said, I do agree. I think gun laws really, really would help. And not the fact that, just like what you said about Walmart, I can go in there, like, give me one of these, but you can't order. These are military assault weapons.
Right.
You can't get them from Walmart, and I mean, they just shoot so many bullets in a minute, but you could just get them off the street like it's Skittles. However, America has taken their stand where it comes to gun laws, and that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying we're beating a dead horse, because I don't care. NRA lobbying, it should be like one of the most studied lobbying campaigns ever, because they are excellent at what they do. They are like number one lobbyists, because they're like, I don't care if 50 million people die, shot up in the street, shot up in the school, shot up in gang violence, shot up in hunting, shot because you accidentally shot your hunting partner. I don't care what it is. They don't care. They feel like, yes, let the good guns roll. They don't care.
Right. Again, it's not going to. It's not. Nothing is going to change until it affects a person personally. That's usually when you see change. That's usually when you see, when you can't eat, that's when you going to say, oh, no, I don't think that, or when you got to eat box food, that's when you're going to say, hey, I don't think that this box thing is going to work. When you experience the loss of a child getting murdered in front of you, not getting a phone call that your child is murdered, they almost need to see it, until it happens to them, nothing is going to change. And
first of all, if you benefit from the gun lobby, if you're a politician that benefits from the gun lobby in Florida and you have no aching in your heart for these people who have just lost their lives, like there is literally something wrong with you. Like this.
Well, there's something wrong with your president because he came out and said.
Well, we already knew that. And why did he say my president?
I'm just, because I can't call him the president. I can't call him that. That's for sure. So yeah, that's all I got is your president or that man over there, or I can't call him by his name. 45. Let's call him that. But 45 came out last week and condemned a immigrant for. He was a drunk driver and he killed the football player. Where it was in Atlanta, I think his name was Edwin.
Right. Oh yeah.
Right. Right. So he killed him in an accident. He was a drunk driver. He came out and said something against this man, like literally made a statement against this man. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't have. That's not even what I'm saying. But you came out and you said this. Now you have 17 people who have lost their lives in a mass shooting. Mass shooting has become so, it's become just regular. It just has become, like I said, 60 people lost their lives. 60 people's family have to deal with this. 60 people have to now not be here for their family to enjoy them or for them to enjoy life because of a lone gunman, a terrorist, a domestic terrorist that they're not going to call a terrorist. And they literally did not come out and say anything about that. But you have an illegal immigrant, I guess he's illegal, or you have an immigrant who came out and he got into an accident. He was a drunk driver and he killed this man. Should he be condemned? Sure, he killed somebody. But you come out and say something about that like it's nothing just because he's an immigrant. But you don't say anything about this boy who has went in here and murdered these children, like murdered in cold ass blood these children. You're not going to call him a domestic terrorist. You're not going to call him what he is, a fucking serial killer and a domestic damn terrorist. It burns
Florida. It's very upsetting. But Florida has the death penalty, and I do see this being a death penalty case.
Okay.
I do see this because Florida,
listen, if they ain't going to kill him right out, if they ain't going to give him the death penalty and then kill him tomorrow, these people still have to live with the fact that this man is going to be out here survive. I mean, they took him alive. They have no problem with him. They took the little boy who killed. Well, he wasn't a little boy, but I'm just saying. They took the guy who murdered the 9 people in the church in Charleston. They took him to Burger King. You know what I'm saying? You get more respect as a domestic terrorist because you are a white man than you do as a black person that's getting stopped, pulled over by the cops for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And murdered down in the street like dogs.
It's just
my blood pressure is getting up.
Exactly. Yeah, we need to get this a little lighthearted. It really is a sad day. It was just a sad day.
But I mean, we want to keep the families of all of these victims in our prayers, and we just prayerfully that they can get through this. And it's a devastating loss. And again, prayerfully, can make it through, because I couldn't even imagine.
Okay.
So
yeah, it's just and I saw. I'm going to say this one more thing. I saw on social media that someone said, "Oh yes, I love your response." She was talking to one of her politicians, and she was saying that I love your response to the mass shooting at the school, and I just wanted to send this contribution to your next campaign. And she wrote out a check to their campaign, and right when in the memo it said campaign contribution and everything, and where you put the money, where you put in the money the dollar amount, where you put the physical numerical dollar amount, she put prayers and thoughts. because that's what they always get on the TV and say our prayers and thoughts are with them. You know what I mean? And and I just thought that was so like, oh my gosh, that really hit it. Like, because your prayers and thoughts don't add up to shit.
Nothing.
You know what I mean? For these 17 families.
Right.
Who have, you know what I mean? It's and not just that, and not just the people who die, but now these kids are going to have like PTSD.
Exactly. 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 Watching the cell phone footage and stuff like that, I couldn't even really hardly watch it, but just watching that the children were, recording while this was happening and all that other kind of stuff, that just was like heartbreaking. I mean, I'm telling you, listen, my, and I'll say this last thing and then we can move on to our topic, but a friend of mine is a teacher, and I went to visit him at his classroom, just like, so when I walked in, I, excuse me, I saw all of like this white paper on the windows, right? So now the school is in the hood, so I'm like, y'all don't got no curtains? I mean, I know when I was growing up, we didn't have curtains. We had these certain kind of windows. So, yeah, like a little shade or something, the little thing you pull down with the wooden stick at the top or the bottom. We had something. So I was like, y'all got all this white paper up to the window? Like, what's going on? And he was like, oh, we had to cover the windows because we was having a drill. So I was like, what kind of drill were y'all having? Usually when you have a fire drill, because of course that's what I'm thinking of, a fire drill. Like usually when you have fire drill, you line the kids up, you go out single file, and you stand out in the parking lot, and then you ring the bell and you go back in. He was like, oh no, it was a drill for like if we was having a mass shooting or if somebody came to attack the school. And he was like, so we had to cover up all the windows and then get the kids under the desk. And he was just showing me everything that they had to do. And I literally felt like I was going to bust out crying because I was just like, I don't have children, but I have so many children in my life, you know what I'm saying, that I love and look at just like they're mine. And to think that one of my babies is in school having drills about a mass shooting or someone coming to attack the school is heartbreaking. It was like a gut wrenching, just like bam, this is the world that we live in. You know what I'm saying? This is literally the world we live in where we can't even send our kids to school. We can't even go to the church house, where if you wasn't safe nowhere, you were safe there. You can't, like I said, go to the movies. Right. You can't even go to a show. You can't enjoy life. Like you're constantly aware and on alert about what's going on. And these things keep happening.
Right. It is, it's very sad, but that is the reality of the world we live in today, the country that we live in today. Can't even say the world, but the country that we live in today. That is the harsh reality. Elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, colleges, they have to have these disaster drills. So
yeah,
it's sad, but can we please get to something a little more lighthearted? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So let's go on ahead because we've been talking for a little minute, and let's dive into our topic for this week. And again, our topic for this week is, I'm a Black woman. Why do you think I'm angry? So what's your stance on it? Why do you think that people think that we're angry? Because we're Black women.
I am a Black woman, and I am not angry. And I am not angry 98% of the time. And when I am angry, I am focusing so hard on releasing whatever it is that's making me angry, because I believe that anger is a false testimony of how good God is to me. So I just do. I just feel like when I'm angry, I feel like I am really doing God a disservice. Like, how can I be angry when he does so much for me? So I really try to, if I'm angry, I try to get alone, by myself, either it's home or my car or my office or wherever I can be by myself. I try to get somewhere by myself as quickly as possible and try to resolve it as quickly as possible, because I do not like being angry. So with that being said, if I'm at the store, any kind of store, supermarket, wherever, and it seems like, and I think I'm a very nice person, but there's the great myth of the angry Black woman, the big label, so if I'm not walking around the grocery store with a smile painted on my face, like Bozo the Clown, which Dime Donut, I'm not, because I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get all these groceries with $3. So, you know what I mean? Looking at my coupons, checking them twice.
Making, trying to save from the box.
Right. You know what I mean? So, and people just kind of look at you like, oh, you angry, or you, and then when they do speak, they'll be like, oh, you're nice,
right?
Or,
you're nice.
Oh, you know what I mean? And I'm just saying, like, why? Right, but why do they automatically go into, she's angry? Everybody doesn't walk around smiling all the time, and all Black women are not angry. However,
at all,
and they're not angry. However, I think we have lots of reasons to be. Like, even our anger could be justified. Exactly. But we're not.
It definitely is. Yeah, it is 100%. Let me say this. I agree with you, and bravo. When you said that, why would I be angry when God has given me so much? That was wonderful. And we talk about this all the time, because I'm angry at some stuff. I'm not even going to say. I'm not. I'm angry at some stuff. I don't like the stigma of the angry Black woman. That I don't like. I don't mind it. Let me just say this. For me, this is just for me. I don't mind it when it comes from other people. If you want to think that I'm angry, you want to think that I'm an angry Black woman, or I'm sassy, I'm this, I'm that, and the third, you can think what you want to think, I don't care about that. When it comes from our own people, that's when I care about it. When it comes from Black men, that's when I care about it. When it comes from other Black women, that's when I care about it. When it comes from others, I don't give a shit, because you're going to think what you think anyway. You could be I literally know people who are like the nicest people. I tell them all the time, you're too nice. Like, because I think that it's definitely a such thing as being too nice. I think that when you're too nice, people take advantage of you. And that doesn't mean that you have to be mean. You don't have to be mean. I just think that when you're too nice, people take advantage of you. Now, when I hear Black men saying, oh, yeah, you angry Black women, I don't date women, Black women, because they angry and this, that, and the third, I instantly get angry at that, 100%. Because why do you think, I always want to, I pose this question a lot to people. Why do you think that we're angry? Do you think that we're just walking around with a chip on our shoulder? That's like saying all Black people is mad and we don't have no reason to be mad. We getting killed in the streets for nothing.
Right.
We're like literally like we're getting pulled over and we're getting killed in the street. You got our kids dying in parks. We were slaves. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget
mass
that.
incarceration.
At the end of the day, that is the most important thing.
Right.
People enslaved us. They owned us. We didn't have rights. We just
Right.
became
And
human beings in
citizens.
their eyes.
Right.
It wasn't
Exactly.
even that long ago. We were just
Exactly.
able to vote. It wasn't even
Right.
that long ago.
Exactly.
Like you said, we had mass incarceration. So I
Right.
think that we have every right to be angry. However, when it comes down specifically to a black woman, have you ever looked at that black woman and said, damn, I wonder why she's angry? And I'm speaking specifically to black men now when I say that, right? And we'll get on the black woman. Black men, have you ever sat back and said, damn, I wonder why she is angry? When you have a household to run, you know what I'm saying? You have kids to feed, you have kids to raise, you're playing mother and father. The dating pool is small. You know, I've been trying to get my boyfriend and see how that's going.
Right.
But it's only February. We still got some time. But that neither being here nor there. Those things coupled with what I have to deal with being a black woman every day, you know, people looking at me like a sex object, people looking at me like Miss Sassy attitude, people looking at me like I'm not who I am because I am actually happy, but you automatically give me the stigma of being angry. So yeah, now I got to be angry with you because you think that I'm angry. Or like today, when a man was sitting next to me in a damn restaurant and he was coughing up a lung and we was like half-ass sitting in each other's lap. That's how close we was in a restaurant. And I'm looking at him like, so you ain't going to cover your mouth? Yeah, I'm angry. I'm angry at that. But that was, I'm sorry, I went off the rails with that one. But I'm just saying, we have to be everything to everybody, and we always have had to be everything to everybody. When you talk about during slavery time, we had to raise your kids. We had to work in the field. We had to cook your food. We had to screw the master. We had to, you know, not by choice. All of these things were, you know, what we had to do. Then you don't want a person to be angry, then you bring it up to, like I said, you bring it up to sharecropping days. We had to get out there again and work and or support our men while they're going out and work. Then you bring it up to civil rights era. We had to be in the background, you know, while the men were in the forefront, but we had to still be supporting you and doing our part in the movement, you know, and
raising the children. Right.
And then you bring it up to the modern times where now we have mass incarceration, where our men are not around, where they are incarcerated, where it's another rendition of slavery. And now I got to play mama, daddy, I got to play caregiver, provider, I got to work, I got to feed, I got to raise, I mean, come on, that would make anybody angry, whether they're, no matter what color they are. So those are the things of why we're angry. You know, that doesn't mean that we're angry because we do it all. And a lot of us do it with a smile, you know, and a lot of us do it with grace, and a lot of us do it with class. Stop to think about why we are the way that we are, or the way that you perceive us to be, before you come out of your mouth and say something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. To your point was, you said it doesn't matter what others think of me, just what. And that's real cool, because one of my biggest pet peeves is, now my thing is, love who you want to love. That's none of my business. I don't care. Me personally, I don't date white men. I don't, and I feel like, and this is my personal choice, I feel like for every black woman in America, for every black woman who didn't have a choice, and if you feel like slavery doesn't have anything to do with how we are today,
oh, you're crazy.
God help me, you're just ignorant. You're just ignorant. I'm sorry. But, you know, I feel like, me personally, I feel like there's so much one person can do. So for me, for every black woman who didn't have a choice, who Massa was going to fetch her out of her bed with her husband because he had a house guest, or he wanted her, or whoever. For every black woman who didn't have a choice, I can be that choice today. And that's just something that, you know, that's my personal thing, you know, so I just never see myself dating a white man, getting it in with, like nothing. Like I ain't never kissed a white man, nothing. That's just me. You know what I mean? Love who you love, but that's just me. For every black woman who didn't have a choice, I can make that choice today.
Right.
And it makes me feel good to make that choice. And that's just how I feel. So with that being said, one of my biggest pet peeves, biggest, and I mean, I just want to slap you in the face like a bitch, is a man that tells me, I don't date black women. They got attitude. They always angry. Oh my goodness. Like,
because when I have to become a man, when I have to become a man, when I have to take your role on, not because I want to, but because I have to, I would have an attitude too. And if you are a black man that's saying some stuff like that, 9 times out of 10, 9.9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, a woman has had to step in, a black woman has had to step in and be the man that you're not. And that is the reason why she's angry. And that is the reason why she has an attitude. Because for you to say something like that, see, here's the thing. You can't be a black man who says that a black woman is angry, a black woman has an attitude, I don't date them, but then you worship the ground that your mother walks on. Because your mother has an attitude too. And more times than not, your mom has had to step into the role as a man. And see, and you worship the ground that she walk on. But if she's okay, but you don't want to sit and understand why a black woman is angry, or why, again, you perceive her to be angry, because a lot of times you're not even angry. You're saying that and you're not even angry. You don't have anything to back it up. One woman gave you the business, and now all black women have attitudes. Oh, okay. Let me break it down to a black man, whoever is listening, sweetie. Women have attitudes, not black women. Women are women, not black women. Are we different than other women? Of course we are. Of course we are. We all are different. But women have attitudes. Trust. Believe that. If you ain't ever listened to nothing that I said, believe that. Women have attitudes, not just black women. And if you're weak enough that you can't stand the heat, then you should get out of the kitchen.
I don't want
and
you
again,
anyway.
Be a man. Exactly. Be a man that a woman didn't have to have an attitude with you, because you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, so she doesn't have to have this quote unquote attitude with you.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, but that got me mad.
No, it's okay, because and I'm angry.
Right. I'm angry.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's just not that, but that is a big pet peeve of mine. It is a big pet peeve of mine. Don't do that. That really turns me off. But I just don't. There's not a whole lot like to belabor issues. The fact of the matter is that that stigma that black women are angry is like, we need to just put that to rest. If you see, first of all, what makes you think they're angry? If you're looking at them and they look angry, give them a reason to smile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I compliment women. I say hello to people. You know what I mean? Then you can say hello. People, and I said that before, like, people just don't talk to people. If you look at somebody and they look angry, well, kind of give them a reason to smile. Say things, you know what I mean? Say hello. Say, like I hope you're having a good day.
Be like at the Wawa, so that I can be, right. If everybody took a page out of the Wawa's page, book, then I wouldn't be so angry. Or what you think that I'm angry, And
I think that I encounter, like, the most people, I guess it would be like shopping or out and about. Like, sometimes if I'm working, and I'm not like my regular job, because I feel like they know me already, whatever. But like, if I, a job, if I'm doing some consulting and people really don't know me, or if I'm somewhere and I'm trying to get something done, or like shopping, because first of all, you got champagne dreams, Pepsi money. When I'm shopping, I'm focused. I'm really trying to stretch
you got to make
this
that
dollar as far as I can. Like, do I have coupons? Is it double coupon day? Can I give 10 items to the lady that's over 65 in front of me at line? You know, like I'm trying to think, you know, I am really focused so I can imagine. And my stoic face may look mean, you know, but if you say hello, even if you don't have a line, if you say hello, you know, I'm going to smile and say hello back because that's just what I do. And, you know, but even if I smile and say hello back, don't say, you know, dumb stuff. Like I was in the mall and there was these two guys, walking, you know, in my direction. And, you know, we were going to cross paths, but they walked down the stairs like before we could really, but we were close enough. But before we could really cross, they had walked down the stairs. So one of the guys, and I saw them staring at me. And, you know, I seen them lips moving or whatever. I thought they was talking about me, but they may not have been. It, you know, really didn't matter. But they were definitely staring at me. So I was just like, here we go. You know, they're going to stare and not speak. But one of the guys spoke. And he was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, I'm well, thank you. How are you? And, you know, I kept walking. They kept walking. But, you know, we had an exchange. And then the other guy going to say, well, at least she spoke. You know, them pretty bitches think that. I was like, oh, my gosh. Like, how ugly is that? Like, what? So don't assume that I'm angry. And when I say I mean Black women. Don't assume that I'm angry. And speak. And if I am angry, try to offer me something that'll make me feel better in the moment. You know, try to offer me something. Just like when, you know, before we got on to record and you was upset about something, I was like, oh, Maya, you know, it's this. You was like, I don't care or whatever. But, you know, after a couple minutes, we started laughing, you know, because that stuff really doesn't matter.
That kind of person. You're definitely that kind of person. Let me tell you something. You are the poster child for I am not an angry Black woman, because I'll be like, yeah, I can't believe this mother, this, and you be like, well, I mean, you know what? Doesn't cost me anything to be, and then it makes me angry at you. Now I'm angry at another Black woman because I'm like, all right, get this nice bullshit off my phone because I don't have time for this. I'm trying to tell you something, and you should be angry about it too. But no, you want to be the bigger person. You want to be all Miss Nicey. But you know, and that brings me to another point. Black women, we are stronger when we're together. We are a force to be reckoned with when we are together. You know, we have to get out of that. We have to definitely get out of that divide and conquer. We have to get out of that crabs in a barrel mentality. We have to get that, oh, she thinks she cute mentality. You don't ever know what you can gain from another Black woman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, so walking around, if I speak to you, say hello. If I say, hey, where you get them shoes from, girl? You looking cute. Tell me where you got them shoes from. Like, if you know you got them shoes from Marshall, I don't care. Hopefully. If you know you got them shoes from Marshall and you paid the low for them, let us just know what's going on, where you got the shoes from. Don't hold that. Don't hold that information.
Please be advised. Don't ask. If I don't know you, I'm going to be nice about it. But I doubt if I get. First of all, everything I have on is imported. If you ask me where I got, Maya, Maya asked me where did I get those from, I'm like, oh, I got these last year at Macy's, whatever. No, not a problem. But if somebody I'm just like casual with, or I just everything I have on is imported. I'm like, you know what? I got this from the Himalaya Mountains on December 3rd, 1998. Come on. You know, but everything, other Black women, we have to really be, you know, we are a force when we're together, you know. We are. So, and we're a movement when we're together. We can do awesome things. We've seen in recent times, like, you know, not that this has never happened, because of course it happens. Everything comes around and repeats itself. So of course it's happened before. But we see now with
with social media and stuff like that, more things are visible, So we see now that Black women are coming together. Black women are leaning on the other one, you know what I'm saying? Saying, hey, teach me some of what you know. Help me, you know what I'm saying? Help somebody else, or whatever the case is. We've seen Black women come together a little bit more. And I think, like I said, it's just because it's more visible. I would like to see more of that. I would like for us to have that all the time, have that camaraderie all the time. Not that like, no, I don't want her to have more than me because she thinks, no, it's not about that. It's not about that. We got to show people that, no, we're not angry. We have to show people that in spite of our circumstances, all of the things that we have going on, all of the reasons that make us like these great human beings as Black women, because we're able to just do exceedingly and abundantly above anything, we Black women can do it. We have to know that about ourselves. We also have to show that, and we have to show it to each other. Like, I remember me and my mom, right? We went to the Zeta Boule, right? And so we went with Aunt Janice.
Right.
And Aunt Janice is a past grand of the sorority, right? And so we weren't, it's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of women gathering for their boule, right?
Right.
So we are like walking, getting in elevators, like, how I am, I'm pro-Black. So I'm like, hey girl, hey.
Right.
Hey,
Exactly.
Good morning, because like, if I ain't like that with nobody, I'm like that with some Black people,
Exactly.
And so we're doing all of that. They looking at us like, who the hell are you? Not speaking, half-assing. I mean, it was just like a lot of like, you don't have on the royal blue. Oh no, you're not one of us. We're not speaking. On some stuff like that, right? And me and my mom kept looking at each other like, the hell kind of, I ain't never seen nothing like this. Fast forward to like that evening, right? We're with Aunt Janice. Girl, you would have thought we was with Michelle Obama. It was, oh my goodness. Oh, it was air kisses. It was just like, I was like, I didn't know. I didn't see some of you ladies on the elevator earlier.
Exactly.
And you said nothing. Now you want to know my social security number. You so involved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want to know what I ate for dinner last night. You so trying to be so involved. And I just never, that moment in that situation never left me, because I'm just like, what kind of, like, what example are we setting, for other people looking?
Exactly.
That we aren't even like together. You know what I'm saying? It's just like me, myself, Maya, I don't care nothing about what other people think. But the point is that like I'm looking at y'all as other Black women like, damn, why are you so angry? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell's going on? Why are you so angry?
I don't like the standoffishness. Like we have, we joke and call it picking up strays or whatever. However, like the one that we met at the Hoodies, when she her friend was sick and she was going to the event by herself, and we were like, oh, come on with us, and then our road dog for Essence now, and they have both said, and I don't know if maybe it's just because it's the way we are that we don't like, well, we know it exists, but they have both said to us like, yeah, you don't meet Black women like y'all. Like, usually they're not very welcoming, not, they don't want to speak, they don't want to do this and that. And I'm just saying sometimes, that may be true, that could be their experience or whatever, but, sometimes people don't give people the chance. You know what I mean? So if I was shy, I am a little shy. But not like real shy. But,
and that's something I never heard.
But okay, I'm not shy, but I am an introvert.
Okay,
so anyway, but what sometimes we miss the opportunity for that to happen because we're making assumptions. And that's why I'm always with, and I think that's one of the things that I enjoy most about the podcast, because it generates conversations. Even though, we want people to interact with us on social media, and some of them do. We want people to email us, and some of them do. But a lot of people, like people that I know that listen to the podcast, they'll text me something like they're listening to the podcast. Hey, how am I supposed to know that that's what you're doing right now? And then they'll text me something off the wall, and I'm like, what? And they're like, I'm listening to the podcast. I'm like, oh, okay. So one thing I like about it is that it generates conversation. It generates conversation, and I think that that's where it is. And I think we can debunk a lot of myths if we start generating more conversation about it. So, yes, I am a Black woman. No, I am not angry. Please, I don't care what my face looks like. You see, say hello. And then if something is going on and I'm having a bad day, because that's what's going to happen. I'm going to smile and say hello, even if I am having a bad day. But if it's like a super bad day and I seem a little down in the dumps, you can offer something like, I hope your day gets better, or it's not going to be that bad tomorrow, or, whatever it is so that we can exchange a smile and make the encounter a positive encounter.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, it might not have been what you thought it was going to be, but it can still be a positive encounter. So, yes, I am a Black woman, and I am not angry. Hardly
ever.
I
am a Black woman, but I'm angry sometimes, but it's for good reason. It's just not just because. I'm gonna be real. Sometimes I'm angry. But I'm not the angry Black woman. You know what I'm saying? That we like the moniker that we have on us. I'm not that, but I am. Yeah, sometimes I do get angry. But like you said, say hello or be the person that someone needs you to be, and watch them develop into this beautiful person that you didn't even know that they could be, because you think that they're so angry. But if you stepped up and did what you were supposed to do, you would really see that I'm not. So, yes.
Exactly.
So I think that just about wraps up the topic for this week. Let's get into our personal journals.
Oh, our personal journal. Talking about cultivating conversation. Talking about cultivating conversation, I had somebody tell me, she was like, is your personal journal going to be about your vision board the whole time? And I was like, well, that's my personal journey. That's, that's what I made it for. I look at it every day. Right. And there's different segments. And I was like, why? She was like, because it, I said, well, it's getting boring. You want to know? She was like, yeah. I said, well, I think that's good, because my personal journal for this week is again on the thing that I crossed out on my vision board, the entire family happy and healthy. I think this week gave me a very good insight on how I was correct and to cross that out, because I can't do it. And this week was great for that, because things were still going on. People were still calling me. Everybody didn't know I was having this procedure. And you know what? I couldn't do anything to help them. And everybody's still alive. They got done whatever they needed to get done without me, and it was and I really feel so free in the releasing of pounds. I really feel like if I could do a Dutchman right now, my Dutchman would be super, super high. Because because I feel like a big sense of release. And, I just want people to realize that when you are working on something, things just don't happen overnight.
Right.
They don't happen overnight. It's a process. And I'm seeing, and when you create, if you take the time to create a vision board, make sure that it's in plain sight, that you can see it every day, because I really see how my life is really aligning with the things that are on this vision board. I don't know if it's because I look at it every day and I read it every day, or, what it is, but it's really working and it's helping. And the things that I wanted, The things that I really wanted, not superficial things, I put on this vision board. So with that being said, I am going to post a picture, not the whole board, but just the section that I've talked about so far. Because, the person was like, maybe if I saw it, I could see it. So I showed it to her. And she was like, and I was like, first of all, you just nosy,
Right.
And because she wants to know every detail of everything, but, if it will help, I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it when this episode drops of just the portion that I've spoken about so far of the vision board. So I feel very light. And that is my personal journal for this week. Good. How about you? Did you find a boyfriend?
That would be a negative. Man, it ain't looking good out here. But again,
it's only February.
So we got some more months to go. But I'm gonna tell you what, man. I mean, I got some stories for y'all. It'd probably be another time. We've been running kind of long. I got some stories for y'all because the online date. Yeah, man, I'll tell y'all later. But anyway, I didn't find a boyfriend. So my personal journal for this week is I want to learn how to be selfish. I want to really, I want to take a class on it. I want to, listen, the internet is something amazing. I know they have a class somewhere out there. I want to Google how to be selfish. Maybe they got an online something they could give me, a little course, little 3-day coursework or something that I could do, study it, and kind of hone in on my craft of learning how to be selfish. Now, when I say selfish, of course, I don't mean selfish in the sense of can I have $1? And I'm like, hell no, because I'm just so selfish. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean it like that because I'm a giving person. I don't even really know how to be anything else other than giving. That's not to say I let people take advantage of me. So don't call me about $1. But that needs to be a here nor there. I just want to learn how to say no for certain things. Stop taking on other people's baggage and being okay with saying no. I struggle with that a lot. That's my biggest thing. I'll say no, but then I'm not okay with no. It eats me up, and then I wind up doing exactly what I said no to in the first place because I'm so overwhelmed with the fact that I said no. Because I'm like, man, let me just do it because I know if I do it, whatever the case is. So I want to really just practice on, and that's not just for this week, that's just for my life. I want to practice being selfish. And again, that's not to be mean or anything. It's just really just to help me, benefit me, because people take advantage of non-selfish people. You know what I'm saying? They put all of their burdens on you. They want you to solve all of their problems, and they never think about what you go through to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? You can give somebody something. I recently gave somebody something, went out of my way to give them something, and they didn't even say thank you. And my mom brought it up to me. Did they say thank you? I said, they didn't say thank you. And it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay because I'm going to get the selfish thing down pat, and you ain't going to be able to call me to say, oh, can you do this, or I'm in a bind, or I'm this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, I'm over here trying to, like I said, figure out what the heck is going on, how I can get you out of the bind, and you just living your life. So I want to just practice not being available and just being selfish. I want to really learn how to do it because I'm not good at it. So if anybody knows of any techniques or anything, holla at me. Let me know.
Okay. So that means you're finished. I just want to say.
That means I'm finished.
Yeah, because you asked for help because I just wanted you to get it all out. I just wanted you to get it all out. And I just want to say that I am crying real tears because I am so proud of you. And it's not like you don't have to explain to me. Some people really don't understand, but I so understand what you're saying, and I really feel like you will be able to do like the highest flying Dutchman with me when you learn to be selfish. When we just start accepting the fact that we can't change everybody and everything that we're doing to help is not helping. And I mean, I'm overwhelmed. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. But I'm just going to say that every time, don't call me with nothing. Nothing, because the first thing out of my mouth, I'm like, fuck them, you selfish. Like, no,
Right.
don't.
Because I definitely
do it.
am going to call you.
I am here.
That
I
anger
know.
is going to hit somewhere.
Oh my God.
And I'm going
so happy.
Answer.
I am so happy for you. Yes, I'm telling you, selfish is, and we have to call it something else because, you know, I don't call it selfish for myself because we're not selfish. And when we call it selfish, it keeps that negative connotation. And so we think that we have to do more. So we have to call it something, loving ourselves first. I'm loving myself beyond or whatever. But, you know, and that's what it's going to be. But I'm telling you, I am so, let's be done, because I am so happy. That really, I never ever thought this day would ever come. I never thought in a million years you would have a aha moment and be like, you know what? Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I'm so
happy. I'm definitely at that moment. And you know what? Nothing wraps the podcast up just like that.
Yeah,
we will let you know how it goes. So listen, thank you for joining us for another week of We Did That Shit podcast. Again, follow us on all social media platforms. We can be found on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at We Did That Shit. Again, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter is one word, We Did That Shit. Send us all of your questions. If you want to just comment about the show, if you're loving the show, if you have any suggestions for the show, anything you want us to talk about in the show, send us anything that you have to we did that shit at gmail.com. That's we did that shit, one word, at gmail.com. Let us know, Black women, are you angry? If you're angry, why are you angry? Why do people perceive you as being angry? And give us some suggestions on what we could tell these black men and or other black women of how to approach you so that you won't be angry. Send all of that to us at we did that shit at gmail.com. I could be found on Twitter at MyMy13. That's MYMY13.
And I'm at the Biamina. That's BIBBIAMINA.
Yeah, and we will be here this time again next week.
Remember, go see Black Panther. Be great this week. Do that shit.
We Did That Shit podcast is produced and edited by Selena Singleton and brought to you by Wonderful Me Media. Wonderful Me Media. What's wonderful about you?